Hi, it's Suzie from Nail Career Education, and I've had so many questions and requests on how to prep the nail for acrylic or gel. Whatever surface you're doing, it's the same, exactly the same. So today I'm going to show you how to prep the nail for an acrylic nail or a gel nail, whatever you're doing. Okay, let's get started. So I'm lucky enough today to have a live model. Thanks, Em. The reason why that's important and not using a fake hand is because it's a natural organic hand. I'm trying to show you how to prepare the natural nail for a polish, gel sculpted nail, and an acrylic sculpted nail. That's important because whatever product you're using on the nail, we prepare it exactly the same way for every single surface. Even if it's a polish application or if it's a gel nail or a gel polish, we want to prepare it the exact same way. So the first thing we want to do, we're just going to cleanse the nail. Okay, just cleaned it with a little bit of alcohol. Then I put my glasses on so I can see. Okay, so I like to use a cuticle stick, and the first step I do is pushing back the cuticle. You just want to push it back because you want as much room to put your application on there, your gel polish or acrylic, whatever you're doing. You want to get as much surface area as you possibly can for your application. Okay, and now some people use these metal implements. They're great. They have this roundness on the corner, if you can see that, this blunt kind of round end that literally fits right snug into the cuticle area, and you can gently push it back. A lot of places will flip it and use the other end, which is this sharp scraping side. Now be really careful with this because this is a natural nail and it's attached to a person. We don't want to scrape it so hard that it actually kind of hurts or even pits or ruins the natural nail in any way. So what you're trying to do is you're just gently scraping it. It can look like it's really hard sometimes, but we don't want to press really hard actually. And we're just scraping off the organic skin around the cuticle that's kind of stuck there. That is not where polish wants to stick. Polish or any primer or acrylic or anything going on there will not stick to that. If there's any lifting, that could be one of your reasons. So we're just going to gently take off that little stuff. Okay, we're going to prep the nail by buffing with a file. So the higher the number, the finer the buff. We don't want to put a fine buff on here when we're applying acrylic nails or gel nails on top of here, or even the gel polish. The reason being is because if we do it too smooth, the product won't stick. So we do want to get a bit more of a grit to it. I like to use the 180, which is a medium to a bit more of a grittier file. So I like the files, these ones in particular, because they're quite soft. You can really get it into the corner of her nails. Or the roundness, there is really no corners, I suppose. So when you're doing this, you're taking off all the oil. You're not going deep. There's lots of layers of the natural nail. So you're just really gently buffing the surface of the natural nail to prep it before you put whatever product you're putting on it. So you want to get all the little corners, get all the way around. If you leave any little shiny area, that also could be a reason why any one of your products is lifting. Okay? You can do this with a drill as well. I would use an arbor band. I would not use a coarse arbor band. I would put a medium or a fine on it. The products are so excellent nowadays. They adhere so well. With the primers and preparation, you could almost forget this step with some people and you still might have it stick. But this will be for sure, if you do this, you won't have any lifting. Okay, that nail looks very happy and ready to go. So you just want to get rid of the dust. You can just use a little bit more alcohol to do that. And the next step is, I like to use a prep step. I use this one by I&M. And I literally just generously paint it on. You can hit the skin and everything. It's a dehydrator, gets rid of the oil, cleanses the whole surface, gets rid of the dust. Really important. You don't want any dust around there whatsoever. And then the next step is your primer. I'm not a big fan of acid primers. I like more of an acid-free, a low acid primer. You don't really need those ones. If you're prepping the nail really well, you really don't need too harsh of a primer at all. And then you can just put the primer ever so gently, literally just a couple of swipes, and it will absorb and soak right up into the area you want. You don't want to use too much primer because you don't want to oversaturate the nail. If you do that, after a while, the primer can get into the client's cuticle area and into the nail plate, and it can actually cause some issues, maybe months, years down the road, but you don't want to oversaturate it. So you want to be really gentle with your primer application. And now this bad boy is ready for an acrylic application. So that's how you prep a natural nail.